Hey guys, what's going on? RetroGamer here, and today I want to bring you just a quick simple video on the Nyxi Warrior GameCube controller. So this isn't going to be a super in-depth like crazy review. This is simply just showing you the controller and telling you is it any good and does it work. And while I have to say it is a nice controller and it does work, I'm not completely in love with it. And I don't think that's the fault of the controller. It works really well and it is a nice controller. I just don't personally really like it myself. When playing modern games, it just feels really big and awkward, and I don't really like playing the modern games with it on like Switch or something. But the retro games, I did actually enjoy playing the retro games. Like I played some Game Boy and Game Boy Color games on the Switch Online, and then I played some GameCube on the actual GameCube because this controller supports Nintendo Switch, PC, and the big one, Nintendo GameCube and Nintendo Wii. And while yes, it is cool that it supports all these different platforms, I personally just don't really like playing the modern games on it. As I said, it feels really just big and awkward. But playing the retro games, it does feel really well. I love the big D-pad. It feels really good playing games like the Game Boy and Game Boy Color and stuff, and anything that required just a D-pad. And on GameCube, it connects fine and works completely well. Although the triggers, while they are the analog triggers, they're Hall effect analog triggers, they don't work exactly the same as the GameCube. Like yes, they do work as you see in Super Mario Sunshine. You can spray while walking, and then you can hold it down completely and then it'll stop him in place and spray. That worked just like in Super Mario Sunshine on the original GameCube. The problem is, if you try and spam spray, it doesn't work. If you see here, I'm trying to spam spray on the GameCube, and then when I switch over to the Nintendo Switch, it did spam spray. That isn't because of the Nintendo Switch. This what used to be like a feature you could do on the original, but this controller doesn't exactly work completely perfect like the original, but it still works fine. If you don't care about spam spraying, it still works completely fine. It does have the analog triggers, so I think it is pretty good for retro gaming. And I say it did work really well for things like the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color and stuff. As you see here, I'm playing the Game Boy Color with the gyro and stuff, and it worked really well. I think it is a good controller for the retro side of things. As for modern, I don't really like it. I don't really think it's all that comfortable. It's just really big and awkward, but that's really up to you. Like, that's just a personal thing. Personally, for me, I just didn't really like playing the modern games, but in general, I think it is a good controller, and if you're looking to buy it, I would recommend it. It does what it says it does, and you know, it has the Hall effect triggers, the Hall effect analog sticks and stuff, and I do think it is a decent buy. If you're looking to pick it up, why not? Try and pick it up and see if you like it yourself. That's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.